Who needs money to start a business? Everybody thinks so. Hey, I bet that's what you typed in here, and I wanted to give you my 2 cents on that. But more importantly is what business you choose. Um, Hi, my name is Chris Thompson, and just a quick background about myself. I'm a graduate mechanical engineer from Georgia Tech, and I've started up, owned, and managed 5 different businesses, all requiring various levels of money to start their business. Um, what I will say is that the last business I'm in now, or for the first 4 actually, were brick and mortar type businesses, which required a lot of money to get going. And I made a decision with this 5th business. I wanted to, for a multitude of different reasons, but I went to a home-based business. I wanted to not be tied down to an office. So that's what I'm doing now, and it took very little money, less than $500 to get going. So that answers your question. There are businesses out there that you can start with on very little capital, but it really has an upside potential. So the keys really are, what are you looking for in your business? And I think there's 4 elements that are essential if you want to really be successful. And the first one is picking a product or service that has a really strong, passionate consumer group, or it could be also commercial group or customer base. But that base has got to be a passionate, where there's a real need for your product. And give you some examples of that would be like in the travel industry or in the golf industry. Both those have really passionate groups. Excuse me. Cooking would be another one. There's anything to deal with that is a passionate group. Next, I really want to say is that it's not only important that there's a passionate group, but it's an expanding customer base. For instance, I mentioned golf before. I personally don't think golf is an expanding customer base. So that's a real negative against that. So I never really wanted to look into getting into the golf industry. I do love to play golf, but I think it's a market doesn't have that huge growth potential. One that does, for instance, would be 3D printing. If you think about 3D printing, what the ramifications and what the upside potential for 3D printing is, it's amazing, especially not only now but in years to come. So another one really is anything to deal with the healthcare or aging population. So that could be anything from treating and all different types of skin ailments or afflictions, whether it be from melanoma or skin cancer to just the aging process, the wrinkles, and treating that with skincare products. The next thing you really want to look at, if you're in one of these large markets that is expanding, is you've got to really have a standout product that let me say sells itself, but it can stand on its own. You really want to be adding value. If you're just buying or selling a product that is low buck, commodity based, you're never really going to be I'd say really truly satisfied with selling a product like that. You want to be able to help people and give back to them. So what I think what you really got to look at are references, testimonials about the products that you're selling, how those testimonials and references are derived is a big thing. Like for instance, in the skincare marketplace, there's a lot of hype, a lot of claims made, but there's no substantiated evidence behind a lot of those claims. So what you want to look at, if you're, let's say we're using that as an example, you would look at what type of third-party independent testing was done to verify whatever claims they're making. Like a double-blind clinical test, which is kind of the standard norm for, let's say, the pharmaceutical or healthcare or medical profession. Does this company that's doing the skincare, do they offer that same type of level of testing? The last thing, which is probably the most important, what you're really looking at, is what type of income is this product or service that we're going to be selling? What does it have to offer on the upside? And that was the big thing I looked at. It was what's my potential in the business I'm in. The top producers are making very high six figures, and some of them actually are making in the seven-figure range. So I'm excited about that. Um, what I did want to also share with you, I don't think I mentioned earlier in the video, was that I'm actually part of a group that's actually want to give back. We kind of volunteer our time and efforts to help other small businesses, entrepreneurs, kind of get an idea of what they want to do for their careers. We have an ad-free website that we put out, and that's actually the URL is up here. That gives you a lot of insight on various different opportunities. There's no ads on this website, as the email or as the URL says. You don't have to sign up for anything, nothing like that. So it's really there for your use from a content basis. Hope it helps you out. If you have any questions, you want to pop me an email. It's at chris@jctconsultingllc.com. Thanks.